So it is 6:32, and I will, now that we have a quorum, I will open the meeting. Pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023 and H 62 as amended by S 2506, this meeting will be conducted via remote means. Members of the public who wish to access the meeting may do so in the following manner. Zoom meeting, see connection, information below on the agenda to join the meeting by Zoom, video conference, or by calling in by phone. Specific information and the general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public and/or parties with a right and/or requirement to attend this meeting can be found on the Topsfield Town website at https://www.topsfield-ma.gov. You may also reach out to the Topsfield Board of Health at health@topsfield-ma.gov or 978-887-1520 for information or assistance. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, and public participation in any public hearing conducted during this meeting shall be by remote means only. This is the August 5th, 2025 meeting of the Topsfield Board of Health. Cable TV is recording the meeting. Is there anybody else here who wishes to record the meeting? Okay, hearing no one. We'll just have a moment of silence. Thank you. And I will admit Tom while we're silencing. Welcome, Tom. Why it's so quiet? We're having our moment of silence.
Okay.
It's routine.
Okay.
So I think I just broke the silence.
Yes.
So, yeah. So I guess so. The meeting shall begin. We have our quorum with Amy, Ellen, and myself. Sue is here. Our new health director, John Boulay, is here. Cable TV is here, and also Paul Donhauser, who is the applicant for the property that is in for discussion tonight. So on the agenda under item number 3 is appointments, and it says peer review consultant, discussion/vote on requiring the use of a consultant for a commercial septic plan review for property located at 249 Rowley Bridge Road, according to local regulation R1-10. So what I have done is I have prepared a written statement because there's no way I can ad-lib this and make sure that it's all correct. So I took a while to write this out. Sue and John have a copy of it so that they don't have to strain their ears to try and listen. But anyway, I shall just begin. So welcome everyone to this special meeting of the Topsfield Board of Health on August 5th, 2025. We are holding this meeting because a local resident has submitted a septic design plan for Essex County Brewing at 249 Rowley Bridge Road in Topsfield. This project is novel or new in that the Topsfield Board of Health has never before reviewed a septic design plan for a brewery, and Title V or 310 CMR 15, the 103-page state environmental code that regulates the construction and maintenance of on-site sewage treatment and disposal systems in Massachusetts, which local boards of health are authorized to enforce, does not cover the design of an on-site sewage treatment and disposal system for a brewery or a brew pub. Therefore, the Topsfield Board of Health would like to seek a consultant to review the plan that was submitted on July 28th. The use of such a consultant is authorized under R:1-10, which is a local Topsfield supplemental regulation to 310 CMR 15 or Title V. This regulation is posted on the Topsfield Board of Health website under the heading Documents, Forms, and Regulations. The regulation first states that, quote, Upon receipt of an application or at any point during the application process, the Board of Health is authorized to require the applicant to pay fees for the reasonable costs and expenses borne by the Board of Health for specific engineering or other consultant services deemed necessary by the Board of Health to come to a final decision on the application. The specific consultant services may include review of any design plan, septic installation, or soil and site conditions. This regulation further states a consultant fee may be assessed for major or complex projects. A major or complex project means a project for which the Board of Health is likely to require substantial outside technical or legal assistance due to factors such as the novelty or complexity of the project, the potential adverse impact, the need for close scrutiny, and the size and scope of the project. The Board of Health, by majority vote, may require a deposit fee of up to $25,000 for major or complex projects. It goes on to say such consultant services shall I must admit, shall not commence until such time as the applicant has agreed in writing to the scope and funding for such a review. So in addressing selection of a consultant, it says selection of a consultant by judgment of the Board of Health to perform a review shall be based on experience, qualifications, credentials, and the cost of the consultant. And the minimum qualification shall consist of an educational degree in or related to the field at issue, or 3 or more years of practice in the field at issue or a related field. And funding, an account shall be established by the town treasurer in the town treasury and shall be kept separate and apart from other monies. The special account, including accrued interest, if any, shall be expended at the direction of the Board of Health without further appropriation. Any excess amount in the account, including any accrued interest at the completion of the project, shall be repaid to the applicant or to the applicant's successor in interest. The amount of funds to be deposited in the account is specified in the regulation and ranges from $3,000 for a project of less than 10,000 square feet of gross floor area to $11,000 for more than 50,001 square feet of gross floor area. A consultant fee may also be assessed for major or complex projects, which again is a major or complex project means a project for which the Board of Health is likely to require substantial outside technical assistance or legal assistance due to factors such as, which I already said, novelty, complexity, potential adverse impact, or close scrutiny or size or scope of the project. The board, by majority of vote, may require a deposit fee of up to $25,000 for a major or complex project. So yesterday, Sue Winslow and I consulted with our town accountant, Amanda Oriema, who explained that the process for the town treasurer to set up an escrow bank account involves creating an escrow agreement that is signed by the Board of Health and the applicant. Using a previous agreement as a template, Sue drafted an outside consultant escrow agreement, which was sent to the board yesterday for your review. In addition, we have reached out to Tom Mineta, a professional civil engineer, to see if he would be available to consult on this project. Mr. Mineta has decades of experience designing septic systems and is a Topsfield resident who formerly served on the Topsfield Board of Health, and he is willing to consult on this project. So the task before us this evening is to vote to approve a consultant for this project and to specify an amount of funding to be placed in escrow. In the interest of time and to get the conversation started, I would like to propose a motion. And this is the way it would read, just a proposal, to retain the services of Thomas Mineta, CE, to provide consulting services for the town of Topsfield in regard to a septic design plan for Essex County Brewing Company at 249 Rowley Bridge Road in Topsfield, and to require the project applicant to deposit $3,000 in an interest-bearing account established by the town treasurer for the purposes of conducting an independent consultant review of a septic design. This is a little redundant, of a septic design plan for Essex County Brewing. That you can see I didn't review this company at 249 Rowley Bridge Road, Topsfield. So, just to start, would anybody like to make that motion or any other motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Would anyone like to second it?
I'll second it.
Thanks, Amy. So is there discussion? Yes. So
John has his hand up.
What's that?
John has his hand up.
Oh, hi, John. Yes, John. Cool.
Could you clarify what the consultant would be responsible for?
I believe so the drafted agreement says review of a septic design plan for Essex County Brewing Company that was submitted to the Topsfield Board of Health on July 28th.
Is there, excuse me, is there any desire to have that same consultant responsible for the field inspections of the installation of the approved septic system?
That's a good question. And I believe we discussed that among ourselves a little bit in the office yesterday. And I don't know if, John, if you would want to address that. I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but you have to unmute yourself. But if you don't want to, I can say what I can remember.
Did you ask me? I'm sorry. I don't know if you said.
No, John.
John Belay.
John Belay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I think we agreed that we would, myself and the team would be more than happy to be out there to do the field inspections for the site, and that Tom would mostly handle just the peer review for the design plan.
That's what I remember too. Do you have any further comments on that, John Coulon? I'm going to have to say.
No, I just wanted to make sure that it was clear to all that you're contracting for a plan review only, and that you expect the department staff to handle the installation inspections.
Thank you. That was a very good point. Tom, we have not yet introduced you, and I gave you a tiny introduction. Do you want to introduce yourself in a little more detail?
I guess I can. Yeah. Obviously, my name is Tom Mineta. I hate to say it, but I've been doing this for over 40 years. I've had my own business for over 20 years now, designing septic systems from, residential to up to 10,000 gallons a day, which is limited. That's where the limit is, without going into a treatment plant. So DEP Title V is up to 10,000 gallons a day. So yeah, I'm more than comfortable to be able to handle this commercial site plan. It falls right in with what I do, and between what I do in my private sector as well as the town of Rowley.
Thank you. We are more than fortunate that you're available and willing to do this for us.
Oh, thank you.
Anybody else have any comments or questions? I could imagine there are a lot. I know it was a lot to sort of throw at you. Let's see.
This would be more less than the 10,000 gallon that Tom, you just referred to. this would be a system, considered a residential system?
That's a good, yeah.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
The size of this, you said that you're more than comfortable than doing something of as large as the 10,000 gallon
Right.
capacity. So is this uh, system considered a residential system?
No, it's considered a commercial system, but I think it's a couple thousand gallons a day or 3,000. I haven't even seen the plan in any detail, but
Okay.
yeah, it's a commercial system. It follows the same guidelines that a residential system would come with some enhancements. So, yeah, it's fairly straight. It should be fairly straightforward.
Pardon my ignorance of the system. I'm not really good at all of this septic, but so what would those enhancements be?
So with this, Tom, if you don't feel that you want to answer this, I don't know if Mr. Donhauser would like to say anything. I mean, I looked at the plan briefly. John Coulon and John Booley have looked at it, and this is not my field of expertise. So anybody, John Booley, okay.
I can speak on it if you want. I believe the gallons per day is 1120, if I'm correct. I calculated off the amount of seats that are going to be in the establishment, along with a retail portion, and it also calculates the employees that are going to work there. Had excellent percolation rates, and the soil profile looks good. So I think it should be pretty standard for Tom to review for us. But I'll leave that to him.
Yeah, where it's a commercial system. I mean, you hit right on it, John. That it's not like gallons per day per bedroom. It's the use of the building, and it could have multiple uses, like you just said, commercial, and then production with employees and breakdown of restaurant by seat, and it's also broken down by what are they doing in that restaurant? Are they making food? Are they bringing food in? Do they have dishwashers there? That type of thing. So all that would come into the total gallons per day flow.
And I think the only other kind of maybe unique thing on the plans is they're going to have a tank for basically all the brewery discharge that comes out. That'll kind of separate that from the normal waste from toilets and sinks and things like that.
Right.
Yep.
And so then is that called a tight tank?
Yes.
We call it a storage tank, but I'm sure there's a technical term for it. Yep.
Okay. And then what happens to it after it's sitting
We
there?
would have a contract with Veolia, for instance, and that gets pumped at our expense. It has a level alarm in it. Precedent for the region. Most of these types of installations and investments aren't typically done in a septic community. There's only one other precedent that we've based our design off, which was Apothecary in North Reading. And so we're, I think, two in the whole state that have had to use septic. Mostly, like when we were in Peabody, it was all municipal. So that's separated, as mentioned. We have an alarm, we have an agreement, a contract in place. They come out, they pump it, and then they handle it appropriately per state accordance. And then the rest of the discharge is just traditional toilets.
So, just out of curiosity, does North Reading, did they use a tight tank there for their?
They do. They do. Call it a storage tank, but yes, they do. Yep.
Storage.
And it's the same manufacturer of tank, same design spec. Went over there, spent some time with them and the design team that did their installation. Again, it's unique. So make sure that we see what the precedent was and base our design off of it. And obviously customize it to our use, which is nuanced. They have a full restaurant and food and things like that. We are not processing food, manufacturing food on the site.
So I thought John Boulay mentioned 44 seats. What are they for?
Just patrons. So we're going to have, the existing use, as I think most of you would remember, is a winery, right? So
But some of us might not be aware of.
okay, yeah. So two buildings that are existing, trying to continue to preserve the historical nature of the establishment. Silo Stay, the building that was originally the winery where they manufactured wine and held weddings and events and whatnot, will stay exactly the same. Unfortunately, we had to make meaningful improvements. There were no foundations and things that weren't appropriate for what we were investing in. So we stripped it back and we've rebuilt it. It is essentially the same footprint that was there that everyone would remember if you've ever driven up Route 95. Right next to it was a patio that will stay in place, and then there was a garage structure. If you're facing it from 95, be off to the left, away from the Danvers line, and that is being turned into a brewery. The brewery operation would be considered agricultural education. And so if you've ever been to a craft brewery, True North, other ones, Notch on the North Shore, consider it a boutique installation. Most of those installations are 30 barrel scale, large capacity, big tanks. This will be 3.5 barrels. So a little bit bigger than a lobster pot on 4th of July. We will be contract brewing mainly with Ipswich Ale, who we have a relationship with for our production, and we will be doing limited small batches on site. The whole concept is grain and grape to glass, so kind of weaving through a agricultural education theme, if you will, on what I think is one of the most iconic farms in New England. So the brewery manufacturing, when we do educational brewings on site, will go into this storage tank. When it hits a limit, which we would expect every couple months, we will get an alarm. We will have a contract that'll be removed. And then the traditional bathroom waste. So as we're serving a beer on site, or if we're serving a glass of wine, there'll be people consuming it in those two buildings. They will ultimately or may have to go to bathroom. They will use the bathroom. What was existing and what was there, I believe, wasn't acceptable. There was no septic, kind of had an old traditional, I don't know what the technical term is, but cesspool, guttered out to the field. We've completely removed that and tried to design it to current standards and code with, I guess, would be enhancements. We've had our licensed architect design the actual occupancies. We've used the occupancy to base our calculations. And that's, standard. We've had our licensed professional engineers that are stamping the drawings, work with Jerry, do all the soil testing, observe all of that, all the way to ready to construct. But obviously there was a transition of staff. And so this is the point of this call, is to get another opportunity, I think, for another professional eye to come in and review it, which obviously we support. Obviously happy to pay the escrow fee and make sure that this gets done right.
Thank you. That was extremely helpful and very clear. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
No, I think that was pretty thorough.
All right. So, how about any questions about the wording of the motion or anything like that, which I can reread, or you can, then you can change it to say what you want. Or
I'm good with it. I think you did a good job, Cheryl.
oh, thank you. Coming from the professor, that means a lot. All right. So I'll just read what I wrote. I'll try not to be, it was redundant though. To retain the services of Thomas Minetta, CE, to provide consulting services for the town of Topsfield in regard to a septic design plan for Essex County Brewing Company at 249 Rowley Bridge Road in Topsfield, and to require the project applicant to deposit $3,000 in an interest-bearing account established by the town treasurer for the purpose of conducting an independent consultant review, etc. I was just trying to restate what it says on the draft of the escrow agreement. So I guess if you're ready, somebody could so move and somebody could second it. Oh, wait, did we do that? Wait,
We did that. Yep.
we did that?
Unless we're changing it.
No. Okay, so no. See how easily I get? Okay. So that's the motion. All right. And we had the discussion. It was seconded. We had the discussion. You ready to vote? Peoples.
Mhm.
All those in favor of the motion, please say aye, and I'll do a roll call. Amy,
Aye.
Ellen,
Aye.
and myself, aye. So the motion passes. I think we've concluded our business. Should I ask if there's any new business? Anything else to discuss? All right. We could have a motion to adjourn at 6:59.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Ellen. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Amy. All those in favor of adjourning? Ellen?
Aye.
Oh, Amy
Aye.
and myself. It's unanimous. We're adjourning at 6:59.
Okay.